There's a moment right before you pull the trigger when the whole world goes silent. Your heartbeat slows. Your breathing stops. Everything narrows down to the crosshairs and the target and the space between. Nothing else exists. Nothing else matters. That moment is clean, pure, simple. It's everything after that destroys you. Sergeant First Class Michael Brennan, United States Marine Corps, Scout Sniper, 26 years old in 1967, third-generation military from Boston. Grandfather fought in World War I, father in World War II, me in Vietnam, family tradition, service and sacrifice. Make your country proud. I was good at it too, real good. Qualified expert marksman in boot camp. Top of my class at sniper school. Had the patience, the discipline, the cold calculation you need to kill someone from 800 yards away. They taught us it was clean. Clinical. Target elimination, they called it. Not killing. Eliminating. Like you were removing a problem, not ending a life. Made it sound easy. Mathematical. Wind speed. Distance. Elevation. Adjust for drop. Account for the Earth's rotation if you're shooting far enough. Numbers and calculations and breathing control. Pull the trigger. Watch through the scope. Confirm the kill. Move to the next position. Nothing personal. Nothing emotional. Just a job. I believed that for a while. Believed I could kill without it touching me. That the distance, physical and psychological, would keep me safe. Keep me clean. My first deployment was April 1967. Arrived in Da Nang with my spotter, Corporal Jimmy Walsh from Kansas. Good kid. 22, sharp eyes. Could read wind like he was born to it. We worked in two-man teams, sniper and spotter. Jimmy would find the targets, calculate the shot, I'd pull the trigger. Partnership, brotherhood. We depended on each other completely. First month was quiet. Recon mostly. Overwatch for patrols. Didn't fire a shot in anger. Then we got the assignment. High-value target. North Vietnamese officer coordinating attacks in our sector. Intelligence had tracked him to a village. Wanted him eliminated. One shot, our commanding officer said. Make it count. One shot. One kill. That's what snipers do. So we went. Set up our position. Waited. And I took the shot that ended everything. We moved into position the night before, hiked 3 miles through jungle, set up in a bombed-out building on a hillside overlooking the village. Good sight lines, good cover, good escape routes, the fundamentals of sniping, position, patience, precision. We settled in. Jimmy set up the spotting scope. I set up my rifle. Emmett 14 with a Redfield scope. Not the fancy equipment they have now, just reliable, accurate, deadly at range. The village was maybe 600 yards out, small, maybe 20 buildings, rice paddies surrounding it, hills beyond, normal Vietnamese village, people trying to survive. And somewhere in there, our target, Major Nguyen, NVA officer, 38 years old according to intelligence, responsible for coordinating attacks that had killed 17 Marines in the last month. One shot. End those attacks. Save American lives. That's how we justified it. How we made it okay. We waited through the night, took turns on watch. Jimmy slept for a few hours. I couldn't. Too wired, too focused. The shot played over and over in my head. Visualization, mental rehearsal, fundamentals of marksmanship. Dawn came. The village woke up. People moving around. Children, women, old men. Normal life in a war zone. See him? I whispered. Not yet. Patience. Patience, the sniper's virtue. You can't rush it, can't force it. Wait for the shot, wait for the moment. Hours passed. The sun got higher, hotter. Sweat running down my face. Flies buzzing, waiting, always waiting. Then Jimmy tensed. Got him, 3 o'clock. Green shirt, by the well. I swung the rifle. Found the well. Found the man in the green shirt. He matched the photo. Nguyen, our target, standing by the well, talking to someone, relaxed, unsuspecting. Range? I asked. 580 yards. Wind 2 miles per hour, left to right. Elevation advantage 35 feet. I adjusted my sight picture, accounted for everything, math and physics and years of training all coming together. He's stationary, Jimmy said. You got the shot. I had the shot. Clean line of sight, stable position, perfect conditions. I slowed my breathing, in, out, finding the rhythm, finding the pause between heartbeats. The crosshairs centered on his chest, center mass, largest target area, highest probability of lethal hit. 1 shot, 1 kill. But then he moved, turned slightly, and I saw her, a little girl, maybe 5 years old, running toward him, laughing. He knelt down, picked her up, spun her around. His daughter. Had to be. The way he held her, the way she laughed. The crosshairs were on his chest. My finger was on the trigger. The shot was there. But now she was in the frame, right there, in his arms. You got the shot, Jimmy whispered. Take it. I held my breath. The moment stretched, seconds feeling like hours. The little girl was in his arms. He was holding her, smiling. First time I'd seen him as anything other than a target. He was a father, playing with his daughter. Human moment in the middle of a war. But he was also responsible for killing Marines. American boys just like me. Someone's sons. Maybe someone's fathers. Brennan, Jimmy whispered. Shot's going to disappear. Take it now. My finger was on the trigger. 1/4 pound of pressure from ending a life. From making a little girl watch her father die. But how many little girls back home wouldn't see their fathers again if I didn't take the shot? How many American kids would grow up without dads because I hesitated? The math was simple. 1 life or many lives. 1 enemy officer or countless American soldiers. Sniper math, cold, clinical, necessary. I let out half a breath. Found the natural pause. The moment when everything stills. He set the girl down. She ran toward the house. He stood. Alone now. Clear shot. I squeezed the trigger. The rifle cracked. The recoil pressed into my shoulder. Through the scope, I watched the bullet's flight. Watched it cross 600 yards in less than a second. Watched it hit him center mass. Watched him stumble backward. Watched him fall. The little girl turned, saw her father on the ground, started running back toward him. Confirmed kill, Jimmy said. Professional. Detached. Good shot. Let's move. Standard procedure. Take the shot. Confirm the kill. Exfiltrate before anyone can locate your position. But I couldn't move. Couldn't look away from the scope. The little girl reached her father, knelt beside him, started shaking him, crying. I couldn't hear her from 600 yards, but I could see it. See the moment she realized he wasn't getting up. Women came running, the girl's mother maybe, others. They surrounded the body. The girl kept shaking him, kept trying to wake him up. Brennan, we need to move. Now. I pulled away from the scope, started breaking down my rifle, mechanical movements, training taking over when the mind couldn't function. We exfiltrated, made it back to base by nightfall, debriefed, mission successful, target eliminated, good work. They gave me 3 days of R&R, standard for confirmed kills, time to decompress, get your head right. But my head wasn't right, couldn't be right. Because every time I closed my eyes, I saw her, that little girl, shaking her father, trying to wake him up. I'd killed before. First deployment was 13 confirmed kills. But those had been different. Soldiers, combatants, men with weapons, men trying to kill us. This was different. This was executing a man while his daughter was 20 feet away, making a child watch her father die. Clean shot, perfect shot, textbook execution. But it wasn't clean at all. It was the opposite of clean. It was brutal and personal and wrong in ways I couldn't articulate. Jimmy tried to talk to me about it. You did good, man. Saved a lot of lives. That's what matters. But I couldn't shake it. Couldn't make the image go away. That little girl, her father. The moment I pulled the trigger. One perfect shot, one confirmed kill, and the death of something inside me that I'd never get back. I kept working, kept taking shots. My job didn't stop because I was having doubts. War doesn't care about your conscience. Next week we got another assignment, VC sniper operating in our area of operations, taking shots at patrols, pinning down squads. Good shooter, careful, smart. Find him, eliminate him. Same orders, same mission, different target. We set up, waited, watched. For 3 days we hunted him while he hunted our guys. Found him on the 4th day. Good position, concealed, professional setup. He knew what he was doing. I had the shot, 700 yards, difficult but doable. Wind was tricky, but I'd made harder shots. Held my breath, squeezed the trigger, hit him through the chest, watched him slump forward. Confirmed kill. Jimmy and I moved to his position after dark. Wanted to see what we were up against, what kind of shooter he was. Found his body, young, maybe 20. Good rifle. Soviet-made Mosin Nagant. Old but effective. Found his notebook, sketches, calculations, wind charts, professional work. He'd been good at this. Found a photograph. Tucked inside the notebook. A girl. Pretty. Smiling. His girlfriend, maybe. Or his sister. Someone who loved him. Someone who would cry when she learned he was dead. I took the photograph. Don't know why. Maybe to remind myself he was human. Maybe to punish myself. Carried it with me for the rest of my tour. The kills kept coming. 16. 17. 23 by the end of my deployment. Each one calculated. Precise, professional. Each one a person who stopped existing because I pulled a trigger. Jimmy stopped talking to me much. We worked together, did our jobs, but the easy friendship was gone. I'd become someone else, something else. Cold, distant, the perfect sniper. No emotion, no hesitation, just calculations and trigger pulls. That's what the job required. That's what I'd become. My commanding officer loved it. Brennan's the best we've got. Ice in his veins. Never misses. Ice in my veins. Yeah, that's what it felt like. Like everything warm had frozen. Like the cold calculation I used for shooting had spread through my whole body. I finished my tour in December 1967, flew home, got out of the Marines, took my medals and my discharge papers and tried to be normal, but I wasn't normal. Couldn't be. Because normal people don't kill strangers from 600 yards away. Normal people don't watch through a scope as a little girl realizes her father is dead. Normal people have consciences that work right, that tell them when they've done something wrong. Mine was broken, frozen solid, ice in my veins. I got a job, warehouse work, physical labor that didn't require thinking, didn't require calculations, didn't require decisions about who lives and dies. But at night, alone, the ice would melt a little, and I'd feel everything I'd frozen out during the war. 23 kills, 23 people, 23 families who lost someone because I was good at my job, because I could hold my breath and make one perfect shot. The breaking point came on a Tuesday in March 1968. 6 months after I came home, I was working my shift at the warehouse, moving boxes, mindless work, safe work. A car backfired in the parking lot. Loud crack. sharp, like a rifle shot. I hit the ground, instinct, training. Take cover when you hear gunfire. Except it wasn't gunfire. It was a car. And I was on the warehouse floor with my coworkers staring at me. You okay, Mike? I wasn't okay. Hadn't been okay since Vietnam. Since that first shot. Since I became a killer. Yeah, just startled me. They helped me up. Went back to work. But they looked at me different after that. The crazy veteran. The damaged one. I went home early, sat in my apartment, stared at the wall. That night I pulled out the photograph, the one from the VC sniper's notebook, the girl who was smiling, who didn't know her boyfriend or brother or whoever he was would never come home. I tried to throw it away. Couldn't. It was all I had, the only evidence that the people I killed were real, were human. Started having nightmares. Same dream every night. I'm looking through my scope, lining up a shot. Pull the trigger. But when I look to confirm the kill, it's not the target. It's the little girl, the one from the village. And she's looking at me. Knows I killed her father. Knows what I am. I'd wake up screaming, sweating, shaking. Started drinking to sleep. Started drinking to stop thinking. Started drinking because it was the only thing that made the cold in my chest feel warm again. Lost my job in June. Showed up drunk. Got fired. Didn't care. Moved back to Boston. My parents took me in. Tried to help. But they didn't understand. How could they? My father had fought in World War II. Infantry. He'd killed people. I asked him about it once. How do you live with it? Knowing you took lives. They were the enemy, he said. It was us or them. War is hell, but it's necessary. But how do you sleep? He looked at me for a long time. You learn to make peace with it. You did your duty. That's enough. But it wasn't enough. Not for me. Because my duty involved killing a man in front of his daughter. Killing a boy who carried a picture of someone he loved. Killing 23 people who had names and families and lives. All from a distance, all through a scope, all with one perfect shot. The distance was supposed to make it easier, supposed to keep me separate, clean. But it didn't. If anything, it made it worse. Because I never heard them scream, never looked them in the eyes, never gave them the chance to fight back. Just watched them through glass, held my breath, pulled a trigger, watched them die, clinical, professional, perfect, and monstrous. Absolutely monstrous. I tried to explain this to the VA counselor, tried to make her understand. You were following orders, she said. You were protecting your fellow Marines. I was a killer, I said. That's all I was. That's all I'll ever be. She didn't have an answer for that. Neither did I. It's been 35 years since I took that shot, since I killed a man in front of his daughter, since I became the thing I am. I'm 61 years old now, never married, never had kids, couldn't. Because I know what it feels like to take someone's father away. Couldn't risk giving someone a father who might be taken away the same way. I still have the photograph, the one from the VC sniper, yellowed now, fading. But I keep it, my penance, my reminder. I found other veterans over the years, other snipers, tried to talk about it, see if they felt the same. Most didn't want to discuss it. It was the job. We did what we had to do. But some did. Some understood. The weight of it. The knowledge that you killed someone who never saw you coming, who never had a chance. It's not the same as regular combat, one guy said, another Marine sniper. 2 tours in Vietnam. When you're in a firefight, it's chaos. You and them. Survival. But sniping. You choose. You aim. You decide when they die. That's different. He was right. It was different. More personal despite the distance, or maybe because of it. I can't hunt, can't even hold a rifle anymore. The weight of it brings everything back. The breath control, the trigger squeeze, the moment when everything goes silent and you become death. Tried therapy, multiple times, different approaches. Nothing worked, because the problem wasn't that I couldn't cope with what I'd done. The problem was that I'd been good at it, that some part of me had enjoyed the perfection, the clean mathematics of it, the satisfaction of a perfect shot. That's what haunts me most. Not just that I killed, but that I was good at it, that I took pride in my work. Ice in his veins, my commander had said. He was right. I'd frozen something inside myself to do that job, and it never thawed, not completely. I work as a night security guard now, alone mostly, quiet. Don't have to talk to people much, don't have to explain. Sometimes I see kids, teenagers, young adults, and I wonder if any of them are connected to the people I killed. If the little girl grew up, if the VC sniper's girlfriend lived her life, if any of the 23 families I destroyed produced someone who ended up here in Boston, passing me on the street. Probably not. The odds are impossible, but I wonder anyway. I watch the news sometimes, see modern wars, drone strikes, smart bombs, kill people from miles away, thousands of miles away sometimes. The operator in Nevada, the target in Afghanistan, even more distance, even more separation. Clinical, clean, perfect. And I wonder if those operators feel what I feel, if the distance saves them or destroys them, if they see the faces, if they wonder about the families, if they carry photographs, or if they're stronger than me, better at compartmentalizing, better at making peace with the mathematics of death. People thank me for my service sometimes, when they find out I'm a veteran. Thank you for protecting our freedom. I nod, say, you're welcome. Because that's what you're supposed to say. But I didn't protect freedom. I killed people, 23 people, each one a perfect shot, each one a destroyed life. That little girl, the one who watched her father die. She'd be 40 now, maybe 41. Old enough to have children of her own, grandchildren maybe. Does she remember? Does she see her father fall every time she closes her eyes? Does she hate me? Does she even know I exist? I hope not. I hope she forgot. I hope time healed her in ways it never healed me. But I doubt it, because some wounds don't heal. Some moments don't fade. I held my breath. I pulled the trigger. I made one perfect shot. And I've been dying ever since. We never came back from Vietnam. The snipers, the ones who killed from a distance, who watched through scopes, who held their breath and became death. Our bodies came home, got jobs, went through the motions, pretended to be alive. But we're not. We're frozen, still in that moment between heartbeats, still in that silence before the shot, still holding our breath forever.